Right. I have my guitar profile set up for a parchment view. So instead of the pages being broken up like that, I'm going to be looking at it this way. So it's a little bit easier to display and whatnot. So I wanted to try and play along with the guitar profile on screen. There's actually so much new stuff I can't get on one screen. Be very visible. So let's break it down piece by piece first. I guess I got all this stuff here. I always go down to the index finger for the low notes. So like the 757 here, starting with ringing first, and then even though you're hitting this note 2 times in a row here, you finish that bar 41 with your index finger, but bar 42 you're going to start with your ring finger. So, and you shift over and use the same fingers again. And then here I'm jumping up to first and second. Right now my thumb is wrapped over the top there. That's definitely a tough one to get all the other strings to not ring out. Like I can hear a little bit. It's just do the best you can. It's one of those like exceptions. Like man, it's almost impossible to get it to be completely silent. Anyway, so from this bar. I got my thumb like way wrapped over the top on that one, so like we talked about yesterday, yeah, just use that thumb as much as you need. Okay, so the practice thing I suggested that seemed to be doing the trick yesterday, just make sure that you're doing the legato and the picking part properly. You can just practice this like a beat at a time. This ends up being the same pattern as far as picks and legato, or the picking and legato go. And then the next part is just same notes, you're just picking everything. So slowly all that we have. Now that might be a little bit tricky. So you're finishing that note with your index finger and beginning this with your index finger as well. It's just going to have to be a fast hop. So just think of it as like doing a really fast power chord change type thing. So that might be a tricky part right there. Usually when you do hammer-on stuff to pull-offs, you're keeping all the fingers like in order, not skipping anything or skipping notes. But this time, you are. You got your pick note, then you have the hammer-on to pull-off. So try and get that middle finger down as you hammer on with the pinky. So this way it's ready to be pulled off too. And in this part, I'm shifting over with my first finger after those 6 notes. So you got, for you it'd be 1 2 4 1 2 4. But then this note there, I'm jumping over to my index finger. And then down here, pinky will just start that because it's just right there. And then this is really just a matter of just moving up. Nothing, let's see, nothing too out of the ordinary here. You're just basically you have your bass note on the A string for this little scale run stuff, and you're just kind of moving up one note at a time in key. I'd click that one. Now something that might be kind of funny. This note here and then that note, that's the same note. This note and that note are the same note. This note and that note are the same note. So it might kind of mess with your ear. It actually messed with mine a little bit yesterday. It might mess with your ear because you're ending on one note and then you're starting the next little phrase the exact same note, but it's in a different position. So it might mess with you for a second there. Just want you to be aware of that. So if you're playing it and you're like, what the heck's going on here? Isn't it supposed to be a different note? No, it's actually not. It is the same note happening twice. Ugh. And then this just picking down scale, up scale, down scale, up scale, and then doing as much legato as possible for the end. Doing a hammer on at the end. I think that about covers everything I wanted to here. So let's see how this works. Time to play along with the tab. So, that took a few tries. I think that was try number 5 going through. I edited out, obviously, all the screw-ups and frustrated swearing. Man, oh man. So, yeah, definitely take as much time as you need memorizing each part. That was the biggest thing for me, is just the memorization of it, because there's so much new stuff. For me right now, yeah, the hardest part wasn't the actual note structure. It's just the memorization and remembering where to go and whatnot. So, piece by piece, just add a little bit as you go. No rush. Remember, we got the 2 weeks to go. So, I think that covers everything. But yeah, if you have any questions, let me know. And I will see you again on the 21st for me. I guess the 22nd for you. All right. See you in a couple weeks.